Anywho, we are quite literally picking up where we left off in the last vlog. It is currently Tuesday, and I have finished the only one left in Burning Girls. If you missed my first Summerween vlog, I will link it below and in the cards for you. Just as a little reminder, this is what we have left to read for the rest of Summerween. So I have Where the Echoes Die, you can't see that, by Courtney Gould. This is a YA horror I know nothing about, but I loved The Dead in the Dark so much that I was like, I'm gonna pick this up when it comes out, even though I know nothing. From peeping the synopsis, we have our main character, Beck, which, like, cool name. Love that. Her mother has passed away, and she is an investigative reporter. Ooh, is this gonna be mixed media? That would be so fun. I don't know if it is or not, but I do have the audiobook, so we shall find out. And she receives a mysterious letter in her mother's handwriting in the oh my god. In her mother's handwriting containing the words, "Come and find me." I'm not going to read anything else, but there you go. There's that. So we have that left. We have She Started It, which I will update you on in just a second, because she started it. Stop, Kyla. We have Mooncakes. I'm just going to save this for a day where I'm just feeling like really tired, which I just have a feeling one of these days is going to catch up to me, because vlogging every day and doing that, like, it's a lot. Plus I also have other work to do and just life. So I know there's going to be a day where I'm like, I just want to rest my eyeballs from the other two. So I have this as well, which I cannot wait to get to. But I did start She Started It today, and guys, this is like flying by. I'm already on page 186. I'm flying through it. This is everything that I love in an unhinged female friendship group thriller so far. So in this one, we are following a group of friends who get invited to go away on a hen do, as they do in the UK, here, a bachelorette weekend, for a friend that they have not had contact with for 10 years because some shit went down in their past when they were youngins, and they all lost contact and haven't really stayed connected. Like, some of them have and some of them haven't, and they are coming back together for this Hindu weekend, and they're all a little confused on why they're invited and what's going to be going down. So as you can imagine, of course, and we have gossiping going on, we have drama going on, and we get a perspective from each of them, and it is a full cast audiobook, which I also love. So it's very easy to figure out who's who. And let me tell you, they all have different voices, and the voice for the character Chloe, who is the social media influencer, is so annoying. Like, fits her character, but she is like nails on a freaking chalkboard. So just bear in mind that, like, that's the voice that comes with her. Like I said, it's fitting for her character, but oh my god, when I first heard it, I was like, my earballs. So we have that, and so far, I mean, like I said, I'm like really far into this, so I mean, I have quite a bit of a grasp on what's going on already, but I'm really enjoying it. It's filled with toxicity, drama, and just unhinged, but in the best way. Also, what I love is the bride herself, Poppy. She is like the one that's putting this on. She paid for everything, so they really had like no excuse but to go. She paid for their flights. She's paying for this island that they're staying on, which is very remote. Of course it is. It's almost giving me like the setup is like as ridiculous as like Pretty Little Liars is, where you're just like, come on, like, are you serious? It cannot work out that perfectly or like go that off the rails, but like it is. So we have like island vibes. They're very secluded. Poppy takes their phones when they first arrive. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't. I love it. It's filled with drama, and we just got to a point in this, I want to say around like the 160 page mark. I mean, some shit has gone down beforehand, but we just got to a point around that where it's like, takes a turn, as you can imagine, in a thriller, and I am just so excited to see how this unfolds. It's giving me so happy for you. It's giving me you're invited. So if you like that kind of vibe, where it's like toxic friends, weddings, that kind of thing, this is giving the same thing. Also, I feel like if you're a fan of Reckless Girls, you'll probably like this because of the island aspect of it. I wasn't a huge fan of Reckless Girls, but like, I can appreciate the solo island, you know? So yeah, I'm having a blast with this. This is the perfect like summer thriller. Is this gonna be like an all-time favorite? No, but it's a fun like popcorn thriller that like I just love. It's just ridiculous, it's over the top, and it's toxic friends. Just magic words. So I have a feeling that I'm probably going to finish this today because it is reading so quickly. So that would be great. I mean, I might even be able to fit in another book if that happens, because then I would be ahead of schedule. I'm not gonna like rush it, but I'm just saying, if that happens, that is also a possibility. I do have another book that I could go to next if I finish all of these before the end of Summerween. So we'll just have to see where this vlog takes us. But yeah, that is the update. It's hot in here, so I'm gonna skedaddle, and I'll just see you when I see ya. It's actually Friday, y'all. Okay. Here's the deal. I didn't vlog Wednesday because I was having a bit of a down day. Like, my energy was low. If y'all know the luteal phase, it takes over, okay? It just makes you become a different person. It really just like sucks the life out of you, and that was like me this week, but Wednesday especially, I had a headache, felt down, I felt a little anxious. Don't ask me why. Those luteal phase hormones were just here. And so I didn't vlog. I did read some things, but I didn't vlog it. And then yesterday I was running errands. I went to the grocery store, went to Barnes & Noble to peruse, and I did pick up 2 things, which I will share with you. But I first want to give you an update on my reading because we have so much to update you on. So firstly, I finished She Started It, and I really enjoyed this. This is definitely, like, for the first, 3/4 of this book, it is a fun, over-the-top, dramatic popcorn thriller, okay? We have this bachelorette party going on, they're on an island, the whole thing. But then, in the last quarter, it actually gets so dark. Like, I was not expecting it, and trigger warning going into this for self-harm, for unaliving yourself, and just extreme bullying. It's a lot, okay? So if you have any triggers around those things, maybe this one isn't for you because it is a very heavy theme in the back half of this book, and I was not expecting that, okay? Like, judging by, like, the first half of this, I was like, oh, okay, like, I've read stories like this before, I've read thrillers like this before, this is just gonna be over the top, fun. I went into it kind of thinking it would be along the lines of, like, Reckless Girls, Good Rich People, like, that kind of over-the-topness, where it's, like, lighthearted. I mean, obviously, like, people die, so it's not so lighthearted, but you get what I'm saying. It's, like, a more lighthearted thriller. No. That's this book for the first 3/4. And then that last quarter definitely takes a turn, and it gets so dark and really just like puts you in your feels, and really is just a prime example of what happens or what can happen when people are bullied to the extreme. And there were some twists at the end, which I really enjoyed. And it's hard because this is a book filled with unlikable characters. From beginning to end, we have these 5 girls, and all of them are unlikable. Even our host, Poppy, who is the one who has, invited her bridesmaids to this island for her bachelorette weekend. She's getting married, doing all these things, but, like, even she is unlikable, but we kind of get, obviously, more of her story as the time goes on. I mean, obviously it makes her a little bit less unlikable as things start to unravel and as you start to learn more about her, but also, like, just overall as a character and, like, where it goes, you're like, okay. But it's a prime example of what can happen and what can happen to a person internally and how they process and that kind of thing when there is extreme bullying going on. So it was not an easy read towards the end there, but there were a couple of twists which I really enjoyed. So overall, I think I'm just gonna give this 4 stars. Was it the best writing? No. Was it the most original plotline? No. But because it caught me so off guard at the end, and there's a fly in here, and I still had a good time, meaning, like, it still kept my attention, and I was curious how it was going to end, and then once things started happening, I couldn't read them quick enough. It's getting 4 stars. I have to for enjoyment purposes and how fast I wanted to consume it. But like I said, none of these characters are likable, and where it goes is very deep. And, like, please, if you have any issues with any of those triggers, like, look up all of the trigger warnings around this. But, like, if you have any, especially with those, don't pick this one up. And then I read Mooncakes because this was the perfect pick-me-up on a day where I was just feeling down and like whatever, and oh my god, this graphic novel is so freaking cute. This is about a witch and a werewolf who have to go on an adventure, a magical adventure, and I love it. It's queer, we have gender representation across the board, and it's just freaking adorable, and I really enjoy the artwork in here. Like, oh my god, stop, she's so cute. But oh my god, I just love it. There's also a little bit of a romance, and there's some grandmas in here, and like they were fun, and I just had a really good time. It's cute, it's lighthearted, has those themes in there that just like pack a little bit of a punch, and it's just so cute. So had a blast. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 stars. Why not? And then my last update for at least right now is I started in on Where Echoes Die by Courtney Gould, and I'm actually like almost done with this. I have about 50 pages left in this book. This book is going in a way that I was not expecting in the slightest. So this is a YA horror, and by the synopsis, we have 2 sisters. Their mother has recently passed away, and they decide to go on this 2-week vacation. Now, unbeknownst to the youngest sister, she thinks it's a vacation. The older sister is seeking answers of what could have possibly happened to their mother because she has received a letter in the mail addressed to her from her mom, or in her mom's handwriting, say, come and find me. So she is like on a mission to go find some answers, and it turns out her mom was kind of this investigative reporter, and this is all in the synopsis, by the way, no spoilers. And they go, and she was like investigating this small town, so they go to this small town. The little sister thinks they're just going on vacation to one of their mom's favorite places, and she's little by like 14 or 15. And then we have Beck, our main character, who's around 17 and is really going to like find out what's going on. Like, is her mom somehow alive, or like what is going on? How did this letter happen? What was she investigating? That kind of thing. So we have that, and like that's all well and good, and that is what happens. However, this book takes a turn that I was just so not expecting. I don't even know what genre you would consider this in. Like, yes, it's YA horror, but also there's a little bit of like magical realism going on, and there's also a little bit of sci-fi happening there. It's definitely like, I was expecting spooky paranormal shit going on. It definitely turns more on like the magical realism sci-fi kind of thing, and like I was so not expecting that, but in such a fun and unique way, and I'm really enjoying it. This town that they are in is so eerie and so creepy. Everyone in there, it's like almost like Pleasantville, if you've ever seen that movie, how they're all happy and they're all just kind of like wearing this happy mask, and like everything's fine and dandy, and like don't ask too many questions, and like don't come prying into our lives, and we're just gonna say that everything's fine and everything's normal when like you know that it's not. And that's the vibes of this, and it's so fun and it's so interesting. I am having a really good time with it. The writing is also so beautiful. It was the same in The Dead in the Dark. I love that book, and the writing in it, Courtney Gould is just so top tier with her writing. It's beautiful. There was actually one line that like really struck a nerve here. Really just like captured how I feel sometimes. It says, alone, surrounded by people, swirling in a toxic cocktail of her own thoughts. I have never felt more seen by a quote, because I also often feel alone surrounded by people, and I also often get lost in my own thoughts, and a lot of the time they're not always the nicest. So I just like, that has been stuck in my brain since I read it, and I was like, wow, that's like such a beautiful way of putting it, but also, whoa, I feel that. I feel it. So I'm having a good time with it. I am curious to see where it goes, because honestly, at this point, I have no freaking clue. Like, I'm so just baffled and like caught off guard that like I have no predictions, no thoughts, nothing what can happen. I have no idea, but I'm excited to find out. Also, this is queer, so we have a bit of a romance going on as well, which is like just fun side little plot here, you know? It has to happen. You have to have a little bit of it, or else it would all be so serious. I mean, it is also serious, but like, you gotta have that little like twinkle in there. So yeah, I am going to finish this today. That's the plan. It's currently Friday, and like, yes, technically, is Summerween over? Yes, technically it ended yesterday. But because I didn't vlog on Wednesday, I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna vlog on Friday. It's not going up until tomorrow. I have plenty of time. I'm gonna finish out. So I'm gonna finish that today, and then we'll come back and kind of recap on all of my reading for the week. So I will see you then. I am back with a coffee because it's so necessary. Readathons are actually so tiring sometimes. So much fun, but so tiring. Anyways, I am back. I finished my book, and I wanted to give you like a final kind of recap on my week and how Summerween went. First of all, I just want to say this is one of the most fun readathons ever, and they really like upped the game this year. Like, there were so many reading sprints, not just from Gabby and Olivia, but from so many other people who were participating and doing reading sprints. So that was so fun to really feel like the book community around. And also the Instagram was like popping off, and I know that Rachel, Gabby's sister, was in charge of the Instagram, or like really helped out with the Instagram, and like she did an amazing job. The posts were incredible, and just the interaction on there was great, and just like seeing all the people tagging and how many people were participating, so cool and so fun. So I just want to like say a huge thank you to Gabby, Olivia, and Rachel for like putting this on and making it such a fun week, and to anyone who did reading sprints this week, or just like made it that much more fun for everyone else. You're the real MVP here. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a true blast hanging out with everyone. And now let's talk about this stack of books. Let's start with Where Echoes Die by Courtney Gould, because I haven't wrapped this up yet. And honestly, I'm kind of teetering on my rating for this. I'm not quite sure. I really enjoyed the writing. Like I said, I really enjoyed kind of this like strange plot line that I wasn't really expecting. But this was definitely a slow burn. Like, it was not fast-paced by any means, and I feel like it has to do with like the town itself feeling that way too. So I can't really fault it for that, because it makes sense that it was a slow burn, because this town and everything that's happening in it is like, I don't know, it just fits, okay? It just fits, but I don't think that I enjoyed this one as much as The Dead in the Dark, and like it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I wasn't really expecting the plot twist, and like I enjoyed it, but it also is just like not something that I'm like super gung-ho about. So I'm struggling. I want to say it's like a 3.75. I think that's like sounds about right. I never give those kinds of ratings. It's usually like only solid numbers or halves, like a 3 or a 3.5. But like, I don't know, a 3.5 just sounds too low, but a 4 sounds maybe too high. So I'm gonna go with a 3.75. I still really enjoyed my time, and the ending, I like the way it wraps up, although it does wrap up like really nicely, but it's also really heartbreaking, and I really love the conversation around grief in this book, and also like generational trauma. I feel like those are very present in here and so well done, so I did really enjoy that. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this, and then I already said gave 5 stars to Mooncakes. If you are looking for a cute fall time graphic novel, that's the one. We're gonna land on 4 stars for She Started It. Again, trigger warnings for that one, but like, I still think it's worth 3. A 3.5 for Burning Girls. Enjoyed my time, but like the religion was just a little too much for me. And then the piece of resistance of Summerween was the only one left by Riley Sager. And I think everyone could tell by my reaction in that vlog, I will link it below as well as in the cards, that like, I had the best time. I was so invested in this story. I'm giving it 5 stars. Home Before Dark is still like my top tier favorite Riley Sager, but like, I loved this one. I had a great time. And yes, the twists at the end, like, they just keep on coming, and they do like keep getting a little bit more ridiculous. But like, I was just so in the story and having such a good time that like, I'm just here for it, and the vibes, immaculate, perfect. I like Kit as a main character. I thought she was great. I love the creepiness of Lenora in this house, like everything about it. I just had a great time. So like 5 out of 5 stars. So this really just made Summerween for me, and I'm just so happy. So those are all of my reads, and that concludes Summerween. I'm so sad it's over, but also I'm happy to have a little bit of a break from vlogging. Vlogging every day, y'all, I am not cut out for vlogging every day. Gives me a whole new appreciation for like when daily vlogging was a thing. Like, no wonder all the YouTubers got burnt out. It's just too much. Anyways, if you participated in Summerween, I would love to know what your favorite thing is that you read this week. Let me know in the comments, or if you plan on participating next year. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you are not already. Turn on the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in my next one.